Hello everyone, Chris from the Headache and Pain Management Centre here for your Friday, and I'm here in Adelaide just at a conference. You can see behind me there's a lot of other headache and pain sufferers that are around with me. So today we're talking about the five. It's quite ironic actually. This is always booked to talk about this topic, but at the conference today, talking about pain, we're talking about our own experiences with how pain has affected our lives and why we got into doing what we do and why we treat pain sufferers the way that we do. And we're talking about a number of different stories. You know, people that had knee reconstructions and low back pain. I've had a few things happen myself as well with my shoulder and my neck and my ankles. And the five words that actually came up a couple of times, not just words that we hear other patients say that they've heard, but also just in the room of all of these wonderful people as well. And the five words that drive pain sufferers completely and utterly insane when they hear this from their doctor or their physio or well-meaning health professional. What are those five little words? I wonder if anyone can tell me what they are. So the five words that you can hear when it drives you completely nuts when you hear it is, it's all in your head. Okay, they're the five little words that drive pain sufferers, and it drives me, frankly, completely insane. Now, the reason why those words are so damaging when we're talking about pain sufferers and things and experiences with that is that when you hear the words, it's all in your head, it implies that you're actually making it up. It implies that the pain's not real in some way. It implies that the pain is as important as what it could or should be, and maybe you should just harden up and get over it. However, it couldn't be more from the truth. It's actually the most frustrating thing I hear when people come in through our doors, that they've been told by their well-meaning health professional that it's all in their head and they should get on with it. Couldn't be more wrong. It is absolutely offensive, it's awful, and hearing this just makes you feel demoralised. It makes you feel terrible about yourself as a person. You think, my God, where do I go next from here if it's all in my head? Should I go down the psychiatrist or the psychology line to try to work out what's happening here? And when you hear these words, it just makes you feel terrible. The surprising thing was that there's a couple of people in this audience today that had been experiencing the same thing, and that was even when they were being trained as physios or being trained as podiatrists. It's just incredible. So when you hear these words, it's all in your head, okay, you can safely assume one of two things. Either the person that is talking to you has no idea what they're talking about, so they don't have an idea of how pain actually happens, okay, where pain is generated by the brain and the brain alone, and basically it talks about they're not considering all of the options when it comes to how pain can actually happen, and it's not validating the experience as real. The second thing is that they do know what's going on, but they're not communicating it properly. So instead of saying it like I do, where the pain is from your brain or the pain is from your nervous system, they're actually making a mistake and saying it's in your head. And the difference between saying that your pain is coming from your brain and it's all in your head is subtle but emotionally crippling for people when they hear it and they don't know what the context is. So it's really, really important that if you do hear someone say to you, it's all in your head, you need to be very, very clear on what they mean by that. Because if they're saying that you're making it up, you're not making it up. It's fake news, it's wrong, and you need to get that looked at ASAP by someone who knows what they're doing. If they say, oh, I'm sorry, instead of it's all in your head, it's coming from your brain, give them a chance, because they're probably just fumbling around their words. Sometimes pain's really, sometimes pain's really difficult to explain when it comes to how it all works. They may not have actually learnt how to communicate such a difficult concept to you just yet. So it depends on how they actually say it, which is the important bit. So give them a chance. If they can't explain it, then find someone who can. The third one is if they say it's all in your head and here's these pills and here's something passive that you can do about it and you need to be a slave to it. No, you need to get some sort of active treatment. You need to get some kind of plan of attack to actually get the pain under control, preferably something more active than something passive. So if you do hear those words, it's all in your head, type in below if you've actually heard someone say this to you before, whether it be a doctor, a physio, perhaps a loved one. And what did you feel when people actually said that to you? Because I'm guessing that you felt pretty down about it, that you felt like less of a person. It felt like that you're just making it up, and that's nothing worse for a pain sufferer to not be validated, to not be educated about their condition, and just not be listened to, because it's often the fear, it's often the emotional side that comes with actually being labelled as a malingerer or really nasty offensive words like that can actually stop the progress when it comes to actually treating chronic pain. So if you do hear those words, it's all in your head. I'm really sorry that you've heard that from somebody, and there are more ways that you can do. There are more things that you can do to actually get things back on board. I actually got my selfie stick today, so I'm holding this up with my arm, so I'm getting really tired holding this up. So I'm going to let you go for now. I've got to go back into the conference room. So if you have heard those words before, type in below and share your story. And look, I'd be more than happy to get in touch with anyone else if they like, share, comment below. If there's anything else that you'd like to ask, or tag anyone who might relate to this video. I've got to head back inside now, but it's been a pleasure talking to you once again, and I'll talk to you again early next week. Cheers and bye for now.